So for this activity, we're going to continue Lab 5. So let's add another server, and then this will be our email server for this activity. And then click the first PC, rename it as Dynamic 1. For the second PC, rename it as Dynamic 2. And then the third PC as Dynamic just static PC. So in PC2, since it is named as static, configure its IP address. So let's just put 172.16.9.16 or -16, sorry. So we already did the IP address on level 5, and then the other two PC will remain the same. So make sure that the packet tracer is in real-time mode. So next is, let's recheck first the other PC, and then let's configure the email server. So click on this one and then change its label or display name as email server mail.amaes.edu. So next, change its global setting, its gateway to 172.16.01, and then go to the fast Ethernet, and then just copy paste the same but replace the one with 4.40, and then click tab for the subnet mask. Set the HTTP service and HTTPS service to off. So that one should be off. Just turn it off. And then next is the DHCP service to off, the DNS service to off, and then set the emails SMTP and POP3 service to on. So let's add the domain name mail.amaes.edu. Okay, so set that, and then for the user, let's put user 1 with passwords datacom1, for user 2 with the password datacom2, and the last one is the user 4 with the password datacom3. So after doing that, let's configure the two client computers using the HCP. So it's more like checking because we already did this on the first part of this video. So again, just check if they are in the HCP and label as dynamic. Set their fast Ethernet's IP configuration to the HCP also. So for this one, in the static PC, the gateway will be 172.16.0.1, and we put in the DNS server below 0.11. So next is, let's configure the email for the client. So for the dynamic one, click on the email, and then let's fill this form up. So for your name, let's put group 1. And then the email address will be user1@amaes.mail.com. mail.user1@mail.amaes.edu, and for incoming and outgoing mail server, it will be mail.amaes.edu. So this one will be the same, so just copy paste it. And then for the username, just put user1 with the password datacom1. So let's save this. And then next is the next PC, which is the dynamic 2. So let's go also to the email and then fill up the form. Your name will be group 2, and then the email address will be user2@mail.amaes.edu. So the incoming mail server will be mail.amaes.edu, copy paste, and then username will be user2 and password will be datacom2. So let's save this. And for the last PC, which is the static, so we're going to put user3, which is the, so for this one, we're going to use group 3 for the name, and the email address will be user3@mail.amaes.edu, and then copy paste the same incoming mail and outgoing mail server, and then password for this will be datacom3. So next, we have to fix some things in the DHCP, which I already asked my instructor's help. So let's go. First, we connected the server to the 2 switches. So let's wait for it to turn to green. And then for the DHCP server, check if the HTTP or the DNS rather is off. So let's go see it's off. And then next is the DNS server. The DHCP should be off. And then for the DNS, this one should be on. So let's put for a new record the mail.amaes.edu server. So here, let's type it here. And then for the addresses, so for the mail.amaes.edu, it will be 172.16.0.4. Then let's add. For the next one is the www.amaes.edu with the address 172.16.0.2, and then add. The last one is the www.internal.com with the address 172.16.0.3, and then click add. So let's go back to the email server. So let's see if the DHCP settings should be off. So it's off. The DNS setting should be off. And the email setting, SMTP and POP3 service should be on. And we already have the users. So we have now to configure if we can exchange emails between these PCs. So let's, here you can see in dynamic 1, we're going to send this to user 2, which is the PC2, so or the dynamic 2. So the subject is trial 1, so let's send. Let's see, on the lower part of this, you can see the send success word, which means we sent it successfully. And then let's check the email of Dynamic 2. So click receive, and then you will see what we sent. So that's the same email we sent. And then let's try to compose here for the PC3 or the static PC. So there, and then the subject is trial 2. And then let's send. So it's already send success. And then let's also go to the PC3 and then check the email, click the receive button, and then you can see the trial 2 message, good morning. So for this PC, let's also try to send for PC1 or the dynamic one. So type the email and then trial 3. Let's put some Korean word. And then compose. And then let's see, it's sent success. So let's check the dynamic one for this one. And there. So now I think I have successfully done this project. So for the proposed activity, print screen a sample conversion of messages indicating that there is a connection. So these are the captured pictures. Dynamic 1, Dynamic 2, and the Dynamic 3, the word send success, which confirms the connection.